What's up, everybody? JR Raymond back again, coming to you from my car, where actually I just got done working out, and now I'm heading to the bowling center to get a little practice in before a couple of lessons that are coming in for me. Yes, I say I just got done working out because the big debate's still there. Is it necessary to be strong or in shape, I guess you would say, or whatever you want to call it, to be an elite bowler? I'm going to answer that as yes. And some people will disagree with me because they think that just because bigger, out-of-shape people had some success out on tour years ago when, you know, let's back up a little bit. Let's lay a little bit of foundation on this. So the game's changed, right? The game's changed an awful lot. Back in the day, and this isn't going to, I'm not taking anything away from the guys that competed back in the day. I'm not taking anything away from them. The things they had to do, like the Walter Rays, the Norm Dukes, Parker Bones, Mark Roth, the list goes on and on. The guys who dominated the tour and did really well, they did it the best of everybody, and they did what they had to do in those times. And the times have just changed. There's a reason why you see different styles, different things going on nowadays than what you saw back in the day. And a lot of it is because power and strength has came into the game quite a bit over the last, we'll call it, decade. Whereas power was just being introduced, and even then, the type of power that was created by guys like Mark Roth and Bob Learn, and, you know, just the list goes on again, that type of power is half of what it is today. Now, what they called power back then, that's not power today. Those guys, that's a tweener today, and that's the sad truth right now, is power and strength just really wasn't a part of the game back in the day at the level that it is now. Now, that's not taking anything away from them. Some of these guys, Mark Roth revolutionized the game by creating the power game. He was able to do something that nobody else was able to do. And eventually people were able to adapt and figure out how to do it as well. And that just keeps evolving as we move on with the sport. And now it's gotten to the point where people are using two hands to create that power. And the power has become ridiculous. Like, Robert Smith came onto the scene with his 500 rev rate that he had. And that was leaps and bounds higher than anybody else on tour by far. Like, the next closest was probably in the 400 range, maybe mid 400s at most at that time when he first came onto the scene. So, I mean, he also helped change the game because he was able to do things with the bowling ball that nobody else was able to do. Unfortunately for Robert Smith, you know, he went through some injuries. He had some hip issues, which is because of the power that he created. His approach and style actually created some of the issues and the pain that he goes through nowadays. So his career kind of came to a slow halt because of injuries and all that, which is a shame because that guy was so much fun to watch and he was so good. But now the question comes today: do you need to be in shape, or do you need to have any strength or fitness to be an elite bowler? And my answer to that is yes. In order to create the power that there is in the game today, you have to have super strong legs. The power of the speed and the revolutions come from your legs along with technique. Do you have to be strong to have good technique? No, not at all. But just because you have good technique, that doesn't mean you have strong enough legs to create what some of these guys create. I would be interested to know how much more than his body weight that E.J. Tackett can actually leg press. Like, I would be curious on that, because that guy creates so much power with his legs. Getting up on his toes at the end of the approach, it's incredible. You know, same thing with like Belmonte. I would love to know what his routine is. You know, we know guys like A.J. Johnson who have a ton of power, the Marshall Kents, these guys who are, you know, working on their fitness in really good shape. Well, more Marshall than AJ. We're going to take a jab at AJ there. He's got some work to do. But no, in all seriousness, these guys are really strong, and they create power because they are really strong. So yes, you can be smaller and still be able to create the power, but it doesn't mean you don't have to be strong. It doesn't mean you don't have to have stamina. Now, the other argument is, well, we don't bowl as many games as what they used to. That's true. But we're also creating different angles and different shapes on the lane than what they used to as well. And just the way the game's changed throughout that, it takes different types of strength to be able to do the things like loft the ball 20 feet down the lane and still be able to create the rev rate and do all these things over time. And the way technology with bowling balls has changed has created an awful lot of change in the game as well. So if we're talking about strength and power, yes, your legs, your core, a little bit of your upper body needs to be strong. Your wrist needs to be a little bit stronger. Your forearm needs to be a little bit stronger to be able to create the power with the good technique. You can create good power with good technique, but you can create massive power with good technique and strength. And to be able to do it time after time after time with accuracy and game after game after game, week after week after week, which is what we're going to be seeing now. You saw over the summer swing, that was 5 weeks straight of nonstop bowling for these guys, and it takes a lot out of you. And a lot of professional athletes will go and bowl a bunch of games, and at the end they will tell you, man, I am sore, I am tired. Now, that doesn't mean that there can't be lightning in a bottle. That doesn't mean that somebody who's not in the greatest physical shape or have the most strength can't just go out, match up 1 week and do well 1 week. But I'm not saying that person can't eventually be elite, but that doesn't mean that person is elite. That just means they matched up, they found a way to win that 1 week. It can happen, just like pretty much in any individual sport, that can happen. But to be competitive week after week after week and stay out full time and to be able to do these things, I think it takes an awful lot of strength, stamina, commitment to the sport of practicing and doing some fitness work as well. So don't underestimate how strong some of these guys are. Don't underestimate what it takes to be a good athlete and to be a good bowler as an athlete. The examples used all the time with how there's overweight and people who aren't in the best physical shape playing other sports like football and baseball. You got CC Sabathia on the pitching mound, which sure, he looks big and out of shape, but I bet you that guy's legs are as strong as a bull. Like that guy, you have to be able to throw the ball that hard and to be able to consistently do that over and over and over again. You have to be strong. Same thing with these linemen who are playing the NFL. They're big, fat, and overweight, but they're super strong. They're working their legs. They're working their upper body. They're eating tons of calories because they need that weight to be able to push people around. I mean, that's just how it is. You don't have to be a perfect specimen of an athlete to play all these sports. Is it a requirement to have, good fitness and stamina? I don't think it's a requirement to be successful. I think it's a requirement to be successful long term. And I think that's the big difference of being somebody who wants to just go and compete and somebody who wants to be elite for a long time. So that's my argument. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the argument. If you have your own argument or disagree, that's okay. We're allowed to disagree. We don't have to be 100% on the same page. But this is one of those conversations that comes up all the time. And there's always a few people who say, how do you explain somebody like Jason Couch winning the TOC time after time after time, 3 years in a row? Well, strong legs, commitment to the game, lots of practice. Lots of practice means you're actually in shape because your legs are going through those motions over and over and over again. So your legs and your core become in shape. Just because you have a little bit of a belly, which, let's be real, take a look at some of those videos back when he was younger. He wasn't exactly a big guy. He may be now, but he wasn't then. Not trying to cut you down, Jason, so don't get all mad at me. I don't think you're fat. I think you're well-rounded. We'll call it that. But he's getting better. He just had knee surgery. He's going to be coming back out on the PBA 50 tour now. So he's competing a little bit more, which he's going to get himself in shape. And he even talked about it himself, how he needs to drop a few pounds and get in better shape to be able to compete. So the argument is pretty solid, if you ask me. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe and like and just follow along. And until next time, guys, we'll see you guys later. Take care.